Before rotation, I played a lot of Ancient Box, but with the loss of Dark Patch, you're not seeing any Ancient Box decks being played whatsoever right now, which is why today we're going to combine Gouging Fire with Blaziken EX.
I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something.
Now, by no means was Gouging Fire EX an unpopular card. With its Blaze Blitz attack doing 260 damage, we actually saw it have quite a bit of play combined with Iron Valiant EX. And now what I want to do is I want to combine it with Blaziken EX as a way to accelerate energy faster to Gouging Fire in combination with Sada, right? Basically, if we have an energy in hand, we can charge up Gouging Fire in one turn with the Sada, the Blaziken, and energy attachment from our hand. We can also utilize the Flutter Mane and Perplexing Transfer. If they don't knock out our Gouging Fire with an Ancient Booster Capsule attached to it, then we can retreat the Gouging Fire using Latias, and we can transfer all that damage to our opponent's active Pokemon, and if it's enough, we might be able to knock it out, or at the very least, we are taking our 2-prize liability out of the active and giving them a single prize or 2 knockout in exchange. So all in all, it's a very interesting deck. We are running a couple of TM Devos just because we aren't doing a whole lot of damage, so if we do fall short of the knockout, we can go into the Flutter Mane or the Mimikyu and we can TM Devo our opponent. But all in all, it's been a pretty fun deck. We've played 2 games, we've won 1 and we've lost 1, so it's been interesting, but let's get into some games and see how it plays. All right, here we are going first, and our start is not abysmal, right? We see a Relicanth in the active. I feel like this is that damn Feraligatr deck, but you know, I don't want to make any assumptions here. And now that I say that, I probably shouldn't have grabbed Budew. That's just an easy knockout, but you know what? We will go ahead and retreat, go into the Budew here, and end our turn. All right, so next turn, I don't really know what I want to do. I kind of want to Professor Research away the hand, but I want to get energy into the discard. So we might just have to play Arven here and grab Earthen Vessel. Yep, we are playing that damn Feraligatr deck. Okay, not good because we're weak to water. So this is going to be a very quick matchup, right? But again, I'm just struggling to figure out a good way to play Gouging Fire. You know, I do enjoy ancient Pokemon, and I feel like it has potential, right? But maybe playing Blaziken EX kind of takes away some bits for Gouging Fire to be stronger. I don't know, though. Now, our opponent retreated the Relicanth, and instead of going into the Totodile, they go into the Phoebus here. So, all right, not too shabby. We're going to go ahead and play Arven, grab us a little Earthen Vessel and Ancient Booster Capsule, and I think here we might just have to get rid of the Switch or get rid of one Sawdust, because I'll attach the Ancient Booster Capsule here to Gouging Fire, and yeah, you know what? I don't want to do it, but I might have to. Countercatcher is something I kind of want to keep. Not that they're gonna have too many 2-prize liabilities here, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and attach that energy there, and we will go ahead and Itchy Pollen for 10. All right, so no items, so no rare candy, but I do think they play, Colress's Tenacity and Grand Tree in this build, so that might not be a lot to stop them. And they do just evolve into Croconaw, so that's even worse. And no, yeah, just Milotic EX too. Okay, what do you do? Prevent all damage from an effects, from Terra Pokemon. So we're gonna be just fine, right? Thank God it has 10 damage on it, because we can knock it out with Gouging Fire if we can just get enough energy attached to that bad boy. Now, our opponent does Crispin, but instead of putting all the energy on Milotic, they put a water energy onto Croconaw and a dark energy in their hand, and they just pass. Yeah, if we Professor Research here, we'll be down 2 Sawdust, but at least we'll have an energy in the discard. But, you know, I don't know if that's worth it. So, you know what? I'm going to attach energy here for turn, and if I wait any longer, I might be discarding some other cards I don't want to discard. So you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and play the Professor's Research. That's a lot of good cards going into the discard. And it doesn't really pay off. We can get Blaziken here. So you know what? Let's go ahead and play Earthen Vessel. We'll get rid of the Buddy Poffin, and we'll grab 2 Fire Energy. Now I can play the Ultra Ball here to grab Blaziken. So we'll get rid of the Precious Trolley and 1 Fire Energy. We'll grab the Blaziken to evolve into that. And maybe we get the attack off here. Okay, so maybe that was a good idea, but I want that Palpad. I think we prized the Palpad too, which is not good. So let's start with a Seething Spirit. We'll Seething Spirit onto the Gouging Fire EX on the bench. And now, if they KO us next turn, which it's not outlandish to say they don't, we're kind of screwed. So let's just go ahead and knock out the Milotic. Yeah, that's not good. Hopefully their hand is just dead. And I mean deader than dead. And our opponent just has Iono. I'm telling you right now, they didn't have that Iono until they pulled it off the top deck. And we do get Mimikyu and Gouging Fire. So Mimikyu's useless for us here. We do have the Night Stretcher that, I mean, gets us back Gouging Fire after it gets knocked out by Feraligatr. Because more than likely, they are going to knock us out with Feraligatr this turn. Yep, there they go, baby. They evolve into the Feraligatr, retreat, and they don't even have to do Torrential Heart. I mean, they are just going to knock us out, right? Now, good thing is we can respond with a KO with Blaziken EX, right? All we have to do is promote into Blaziken, use Seething Spirits, Night Stretcher for an energy, and we're good to rock. Maybe we do even top deck energy here, who knows? But as long as we KO Feraligatr and they don't have a Totodile or anything on their bench, I'm a happy man. So let's go ahead and go into the Blaziken EX here. We'll then play the Gouging Fire down onto the bench, and then I think I'm going to Nest Ball here for Fezandipiti. Yeah, we need a little bit of extra draw, and maybe I don't have to use the Night Stretcher here for an energy if we do hit an energy off this. Ooh, no, we do hit a Boss's Orders, though. I do like that Boss, but yeah, we're going to have to waste a Night Stretcher here for an energy because we don't have a Sada. We don't have... Ooh, we don't have much of anything going for us, but at least we do have the Boss in hand for next turn. In case they do put a Totodile on the bench or whatever nonsense they're gonna do. And down goes the Feraligatr. Man, you know what? This is probably the third or fourth time I've seen this on the ladder today, and I think it's all because of LDF. I'm pretty certain I did see him on YouTube playing this yesterday. Now, our opponent still has a little bit of life left in him because, ooh, yeah, there they go. They do have... My God, bro. They had the perfect hand there. They had Rescue Board, Luxurious Cape, Mimikyu, Totodile, and Night Stretcher. And, I mean, they're just going to go into Mimikyu here. There's no reason you don't. And our only way to, respond to Mimikyu is the Baby Gouging Fire. And we've locked our bench. So, yeah, not the greatest thing in the world. But we can just pass here and then boss up the Totodile to do 200 damage next turn. Yeah, let's go ahead and just Seething Spirit to the Gouging Fire on the bench. And now it's just whether or not I want to attach a energy to that Gouging Fire on the bench and then prep that Totodile for a knockout with Boss's Orders. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, do I retreat this? Yes or no? I think I'm going to retreat into Budew here. Yeah, I think that makes a lot more sense. Now, at least we are putting some damage on the Mimikyu. And that's it. And if they do knock out the Mimikyu, great, because then we can go into our Baby Gouging Fire. Nah, dude, this little bugger just has it. He just has the Croconaw, or at least he top decked the Croconaw, but they're not playing any items, which is really good. So we can boss up the Croconaw, knock it out with Gouging Fire, because we are going to just Blaziken EX Seething Spirits to the Gouging Fire, which is fantastic, exactly what we wanted. Now, our opponent does retreat the Mimikyu. They do knock it out with Croconaw, and so we're just going to go ahead and go into the Gouging Fire EX here. And yeah, I mean, our plan is still going to work. All we have to do is boss... Oh, we do get the Jet Energy too, so that was kind of a waste. Let's go ahead and boss up the Croconaw. I wouldn't be shocked if, you know, they end up quitting the game here. But yeah, let's go ahead and Seething Spirits to the Gouging Fire EX, and then we can Fezandipiti flip the script, see if we can get anything else that will help us here. Ooh, wow, I almost attacked. Didn't mean to attack, like, right then and there. We still don't get that Baby Gouging Fire, so I need that Baby Gouging Fire, but we're not going to get it here. So let's go ahead and just Heat Blitz. No, I don't want to attach energy for turn. And, I mean, granted, we can attack with the Flutter Mane if they do put damage on the Gouging Fire EX, but I don't foresee that happening either. Our opponent promotes into the Mimikyu, and they just top deck Precious Trolleys. Okay, well, man, this is going to be interesting. We can still win this, but they get off the squad, bro. 2 Monkey Dories, a Phoebus, and a Totodile. Okay, this game would have been much, much different if they didn't have such a horrendous start, bro. And, oh my God, they Iono us to 1. Please be the Baby Gouging Fire. Just make my day. There it is. There, that Nest Ball gets us the Baby Gouging Fire, so we can at least Blaziken to that bad boy. Now, granted, they can just pile on the Monkey Dories and knock it out before we even get the chance. And they pass, so here we go. We do get the Ancient Booster Capsule, so let's go ahead and play Nest Ball. We'll grab the Baby Gouging Fire here, and then we can attach Ancient Booster Capsule to make it just a little bit stronger, bro. just a little bit, and we'll go ahead and Seething Spirit. Oh, do I Seething? Ooh, we only have 1 energy. What if I get a Sada? Nah, you know what? Screw it. We'll attach the 1 energy there. How much damage are we doing? Only 30 with that. Okay. Yeah, no sense in us doing anything. I don't need to go into the Gouging Fire. I mean, actually, I can. You know what? They're not knocking us out with anything. They don't have Grand Tree in play, no nothing. So we can just attack twice against the Mimikyu and we can win. Unless, you know, they Monkey Dory us. In which case, if they do keep Monkey Dorying us, then we're screwed. So let that not be the case. Please, God, don't have an energy in your hand. Our opponent plays Arven, and they grab Super Rod and Luxurious Cape, so this is going to be interesting. They can't Luxurious Cape the Mimikyu here. And now, God, bro, we just need to figure out a way to get more energy into the discard, or get a... I don't even think we have another Gust. I don't think we play another Boss's Orders in our deck. But we can also use Flutter Mane here, because the more damage they put on Gouging Fire, all right, we just need to forfeit energy. If we could forfeit energy from either one of our Gouging Fires, we'd be in a much better spot. But they do... Oh my God, they counter catcher up the Fezandipiti. That's kind of surprising, because all we have to do is just retreat the Fezandipiti. Actually, no, I do. I totally want to retreat the Fezandipiti. Because we can just go, I forgot they didn't have the attachment of energy. So there we go, knocking out the Mimikyu. 70 damage on that bad boy. Down goes Mimikyu, and we get one of our last energies. All right, well, super interesting. Terrible start for them, and we were able to take advantage. All right, here we are going second, and our start is... it's not the worst. As long as we didn't prize Budew, we should be okay. Budew and Latias, that is. But we are playing against probably one of our worst matchups, right? Because we're only doing a 260 damage, and Zoroark has the ability to attack us with basically all the damage that we put on them. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and just grab Budew here. I'm not even going to worry about grabbing Mimikyu. Unless I could put that in my hand, that'd be great. But we do have Surfer, so you know what I might have to do here? I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away a Blaziken and an Ancient Booster Capsule. And I think we're just going to grab the Latias here and then play Surfer. We need some more cards in our hand. And we can save the rare candy for next turn, but let me just see it, dude. Go into Budew here. This is going to be a fairly quick match. We do get a Gouging Fire, which I'm okay with, and we have no energy in the discard, right? Yep, no energy whatsoever in the discard. We'll go ahead and attach energy there, and we will, boom, item lock our opponent and put 10 damage on their Budew. So, feels good striking first, but again, this is... There's really no good way to navigate this matchup. We put 260 damage counters on them. They're going to put 540 back on us. Like, this just is not the ideal scenario. And our opponent Ionos us. Bro, why did you have to do that? We had the rare candy, the Blaziken. We got rid of the other Blaziken. Now this is just going to be more difficult on me. And we have no energy in the discard. I should not have attached energy there, because now Professor Sada's isn't even... like, it's not... active. But they do attach reversal energy to the Darumaka on the bench, and they play down another Darumaka, so they don't have an out to Zorua yet. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, I'm a-okay with that. You know, the good thing is we could attack here with Torchic, but we don't have the means to. Yeah, I don't want to Carmine. I don't want to get rid of anything in my hand here. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Jet Energy or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and Itchy Paw him for 10. There's not much that I want to do there, and, I mean, as far as striking first, they can attack us with the Darumaka and take us out, and then Counter Catcher's active, and then we can at least KO the Fezandipiti. But yeah, at this point, no, it's just going to be an Itchy Pollen Fest. I'm okay with that. I've got absolutely no problem with this. Ooh, we do get an Arven. Okay, so we can Arven here at least for... Ooh, do we have Ultra Ball in hand? No, we don't. We don't have Rare Candy. Oh, totally forgot about that. I got so excited, bro. We will grab Ancient Booster Capsule. That way we can attach that to the old Gouging Fire here. And we will just go ahead and take the first prize, knocking out their Budew. Doesn't feel good, but I'm not mad about it. You know, let's see what we get off the prizes. Anything good? Night Stretcher. Not helpful, really. But yeah, now they can knock us out with the Darumaka and just its reversal energy, bro. I love it. They do get a Zorua off the top deck, thank God. But now they're still not able to play any items. Now, they do flip the script. They get another Zorua off the flip the script, and they play Arven. So let's see what they grab here with Arven. They grab Ends PP up and TM Evo. Okay, so they can either take the knockout on Budew here, or, yeah, they're probably going to TM Evo to the End Zorua. That makes sense. Yeah, there you go. They're going to Evo into the Darmanitan and one Zoroark. So now we just have to find a way to knock out basically the rest around. Let's start by at least playing the Nest Ball here, and we'll grab... Ooh, the baby Gouging Fire doesn't knock out anything on their bench. Well, it does. Maybe that might be useful to put in play here. So we'll go ahead and grab that, and we can Night Stretcher for the Blaziken, and we can rare candy into the Blaziken here. Dude, Pow Pad, man. I don't want to Carmine away to Professor Sada's, but I feel like that might be something that we have to do. So you know what? Just so I don't get behind on energy attachment, we're going to go ahead and just accelerate into the Gouging Fire EX, and I will retreat back into the Budew, and we're just going to go ahead and item lock him one more time. Now, our opponent does pop the trade. They get rid of the Nest Ball, and they draw two. They do play Arven, so it looks like they're probably going to grab an Ends PP up here, and then retreat the Darumaka. No, I was totally wrong, bro. They grab a Counter Catcher and a Binding Mochi, which means they're playing Petron EX, which is another 2-prize liability that we can knock out. They attach the Binding Mochi and they Rolling Tackle for 40, knocking out the Budew. Now, here's what we're going to have to figure out. You know what? Let's go into Gouging Fire EX here. We'll play down the Fezandipiti. Please, God, roll us into 1 energy. I am begging you, because I really don't want to have to Carmine this whole hand away. Because I know what's going to happen here is I'm going to flip the script into the Pow Pad. No, we do get the boss's orders, and we do get an energy. Okay, so we can at least boss up the Fezandipiti. I like that. You guys know I'm a fan, so let's go ahead and get rid of the Buddy PAF, and we'll grab 2 energy. Now, we don't have any energy in the discard to start accelerating with Blaziken EX, so I think that is one thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of 1 energy here. We'll get rid of the Mimikyu, because we can't attack with the Mimikyu. We basically just stall. And I'll grab another Gouging Fire here. Not that we need it, but we can play down the Gouging Fire, and we can attach this energy here to the active. We'll go ahead and Seething Spirit. If they take out the Gouging Fire next turn, should we have... You know what? I'm going to prep this guy here. I'm going to prep the baby Gouging Fire, and then we'll boss up the Fezandipiti, and we'll take a nice, easy 2-prize knockout here. So they're not knocking Gouging Fire out right now, which I'm totally fine with. But actually what we can do is we can attack Zoroark with our first attack and then follow it up with a Blaze Blitz. And our opponent does promote into the end Zoroark without the energy. They pop their first trade, getting rid of another Zoroark EX. And you know what? I'm so excited for N's trainer cards to be back, but cards that I'm really anticipating in the future are Cloyster, or N's Cloyster, N's, honestly, Zekrom, right? I know that's like kind of a lame pick, but I think that and Vanillux. I think those 3 Pokemon coming into the TCG could have some killer abilities and a killer impact on N's play. And our opponent does unfair stamp us. Ooh, not good. Actually, I'm totally fine with it. Yeah, we do get the Blaziken and the Professor Sada's. So now we know they're not going to knock us out here, but whatever they go into, well, yeah, actually, if they do put, what, 90 damage on us? I don't know. I'm not even going to guess at what they're going to try to do. I like the combo that they're going for, because they are going to Subjugating Chains the Zoroark on the bench up to the active. So now, with Reshiram's second attack, they are doing 210 damage to the Gouging Fire. Now, I thought they already played a supporter, so they can't boss up the Fezandipiti or the Latias. And that is good for us, because we can put 60 damage on them with Gouging Fire's first attack, and then when they knock that out, that gets us energy into the discard to then power it up with Sada's and Blaziken EX, which is exactly what they do. 210 damage onto the Gouging Fire. So now when we do 60 damage, they're gonna have a total of 80 damage on them, and we do get an energy here too. Okay, so in this case, I think I'm just gonna attach energy. Oh, we could attack them with Blaziken EX too. Ooh, that's even more interesting. You know what? I'll save that for a last minute play at the end, right? I'll save that for a counter catcher play on Petron EX. So we'll just go ahead and accelerate energy to the Gouging Fire. Then when they knock out the active Gouging Fire, we can go ahead and use Seething Spirit and then Professor Sada's power up that bad boy, take a knockout on the Zoroark EX, and then they'll be ahead in prizes. They should be at 1 prize by the time we're at, I want to say, 1 ourselves. Oh, no, so counter catcher won't work. Ooh, I misthought that entire thing. No, bro, our opponent went AFK, dude. No, because all they did was just pass. Yeah, okay. Our opponent just conceded. I don't know what happened with them, but yeah, I mean, all things said and done, we probably would have lost that, you know? Thinking about what they would have done, they would have attacked us there. We would have gone into the Gouging Fire EX, accelerated all the energy, taken a knockout there, been down to 1 prize. Counter Catcher wouldn't have been available, and they would have had to, what, take a knockout on one of ours? Maybe it would have been, we could have navigated it so long as we put a single prizer in the active and then attacked, and then hopefully they didn't knock us out. Well, folks, there you have it. It was just a quick couple of games, and I mean, Gouging Fire EX, I love you to death, but that 260 damage, man, that's just not a heck of a lot of damage output. And, you know, maybe we could add the Victini to do the 270, but even then, you know, everything in the format right now is between 230 and 280, and that 280 number is just so difficult to hit. But Blaziken EX being able to accelerate that energy back onto Gouging Fire as we switch it in and out of the active, really, really good. And then we also have Flutter Mane. I didn't get to use Perplexing Transfer, but I like the idea of it, so we're going to keep it in the deck. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you think there's a much better way to play this deck, maybe not lean into the TM Devo, maybe lean into the Defiance Band angle, probably a much better idea. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider leaving me a like, dropping a follow, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, have a very, very wonderful day. Peace.